Have you ever gotten that weird feeling that your favorite snacks are playing tricks on you? Well, you might be right. Today, we're becoming snack detectives, and we're going to solve a mystery that's hiding right in your kitchen.
Okay, first mission for your detective eyes. Take a good look at these 3 chocolate bars. Which one do you think is the smallest? Go on, take a guess.
Aha! It's a trick question. The real answer is that number 2 and number 3 are both the same size. Yep, they're both 25% smaller than that first one. But look at how number 3 is designed. It's made to hide that it's smaller. And that sneaky little trick is the exact mystery we're going to crack open today.
So, what do you even call this sneaky shrinking business? Well, it actually has a name, and it's our #1 suspect. Let's unmask it.
The culprit is called shrinkflation. It's this trick where companies make something smaller, like a candy bar or a bag of chips, but they keep the price exactly the same. So you're paying the same amount of money, but you're getting less snack. Kind of sneaky, right?
And trust me, this isn't just happening to a few chocolate bars. Our investigation shows this is happening all over the grocery store. We're talking famous snacks like Cadbury cream eggs, and even big bags of Doritos chips have been secretly getting smaller.
And you gotta hear this. When people started noticing the cream eggs were smaller, Cadbury's excuse was pretty hilarious. On their website, they actually wrote, "It hasn't shrunk, you've just grown up." Seriously? That is one cheeky clue.
And we're not just talking about 1 or 2 products here. Get this. In the United Kingdom, investigators found that in just 5 years, 2,529 products secretly got smaller while the price stayed the same. Wow, that is a whole lot of shrinking snacks.
Now, every good detective story needs a motive. So why are companies doing this? What's the reason behind this great snack shrink down? Let's follow the clues.
It turns out there are 2 main motives. The first one is that sometimes the stuff they need to make the snacks, like cocoa for chocolate or potatoes for chips, gets more expensive. But the second motive is a bit sneakier. Sometimes companies just do it to make extra profit.
And why does this trick work so well? Well, scientists did a study and found something really interesting about our brains. It turns out we're way more likely to notice if the price goes up, but we're not so good at noticing if the size gets a little smaller. And companies, well, they definitely know this.
So how do we know they're doing it for extra profit and not just because of costs? Okay, check out this piece of evidence. Over a few years, the cost of ingredients went up about 21%. That's the smaller bar here. But their profits, that's the extra money they made, went up by 90%. That is way, way higher. They aren't just covering their costs, they're making a ton of extra money.
All right, now for my favorite part of the investigation, the disguises. Companies have become masters of illusion, finding all sorts of clever ways to hide their shrinking products. Let's see how they do it. The secret is all in the packaging. They use really clever designs, maybe bigger boxes with more air inside, and all sorts of other visual tricks, so that when we're shopping, our eyes just don't notice that we're actually getting less stuff.
For example, let's look at the classic 3-step toilet paper trick. First, they make each little square of paper just a tiny bit smaller. Then, they put fewer sheets on the actual roll. And for the final trick, they make the cardboard tube in the middle a little bit bigger. All those small changes add up, and suddenly you have a roll that looks the same, but has way less paper on it.
Here's another amazing clue. See this peanut butter? The 2 jars look pretty much identical on the shelf, right? And they cost the same. But the new jar has a secret weapon. If you turn it upside down, you see that giant dent in the bottom? That hidden space means you're getting 17% less peanut butter.
Now, just when you thought you knew all the tricks, meet shrinkflation's sneaky cousin, skimpflation. This is when the size of the product stays the same, but the company uses cheaper ingredients. Like imagine your favorite potato soup used to list potatoes as the #1 ingredient, but now the #1 ingredient is water. That's skimpflation.
Okay, detectives, we've cracked the case, we've found the motives, we've uncovered the disguises. Now it's time for your most important mission yet, learning how to become a super shopper and beat shrinkflation at its own game.
Here's your official detective toolkit. First things first, ignore the big price tag. Look for the tiny little tag on the shelf called the unit price. This is the secret code. It tells you how much you're paying per ounce, or per sheet, or even per cookie. It's the only way to compare products fairly. And step 2, if you spot a shrinking product, tell people. Snap a picture and share it online.
But wait,
Does sharing your findings online actually work? Oh yeah, it totally does. When the company that makes Toblerone chocolate bars made the gaps between the triangles way bigger, people got really upset. They posted pictures all over the internet, and there was such a huge uproar that the company was forced to change the chocolate bar back to its old shape. See? Your detective work can make a huge difference.
So there you have it. You are now officially a certified snack detective, armed with all the clues and tools you need. The next time you're in a store, keep those detective eyes peeled. What tricks will you uncover? The case is now in your hands.